Rang De Basanti, like I said, was a lot of fun. Aaja Nachle was a film that we were a bunch of 10, 12 people. We got along really well. There was also a chance to work with Madhuri Dixit, who was my favorite. And I couldn't believe that he had come back and I was working with her. So he was like, I feel like you want to be in front of the camera, not behind the camera. So that's something that you should seriously
How did you
think
react to it? Did you jump at the opportunity? How did you react to it?
Well, no, he wasn't offering me a part. I think he was trying to get rid of me as an assistant director. Go out for a date with my wife. And that's something. I'm having date nights, but in the house. So I take her. That's something I love to do.
Today we have with us the very handsome Kunal Kapoor on Shosha. Welcome, Kunal. How have you been?
I've been good. Getting along, waiting for this to end, waiting to start shooting.
And how has the lockdown been treating you all this while?
Well, it's been, I think it's been a bit of mixed feelings. I mean, it's also been very good because it's given me a chance to, read all the books that I want to read. It's given me a chance to spend time with the family. It's given me a chance to learn a lot of things that I've been wanting to learn. And at the same time, it's also given me a chance to work, for all of us at Team Keto, which is the crowdfunding platform that I co-founded. It's given us an opportunity to really sort of come forward and help people that want to do something. So that's been really good. The frustrating part, of course, is the fact that you're under lockdown. You can't go back to shooting as yet. It's going to be a while before shooting starts, and I'm really looking forward to being on a movie set. Also, I think at the back of all our minds, there's a sense of anxiety, and there's a sense of uncertainty. So I think it's a bit of both. There's also been there's also been a chance, like I said, to connect family, read, learn, but there's also obviously the uncertainty and the anxiety.
And for someone who's a trained pilot and a rally driver to be locked down in a house must have been really difficult, I'm sure, right?
Well, yeah, I can't wait to get on a plane again. Honestly, just like fly away for a while. That is something that I'm looking forward to. Of course, also to be in a race car, that would be fun. But like I said, the thing that I'm most looking forward to is being on a shooting set. I mean, that's the thing that I most enjoy. I feel most alive when I'm on a movie set. And it's been 4.5 months since I've been on one.
We also love you on the movie screen, we also miss you a lot. During COVID times, lockdown has been really stressful for people, So how has your routine been affected? I mean, what are you doing in your house? I mean, everyone has different things to do. You said you're utilizing your time. So tell us, what's your routine like these days?
Initially when the lockdown started, I actually didn't have a routine in place. And I realized that that was creating a lot of anxiety. When you don't have a routine in place and you're just going with the flow and you're sitting at home and, there's nothing.
Very chaotic.
There's no structure for the day. You end up feeling very angry. So I have put a structure in place. I wake up in the morning, I meditate, I do yoga for a couple of hours first. After which there's a lot of work that has to be done on keto. So that is something that I work on. I also spend my day working out. I'm trying to learn the guitar. I've been wanting to learn a musical instrument for a while, so I've been learning the guitar. I'm doing a course in artificial intelligence, and I'm also working on the scripts. These are scripts that I've been co-writing. But now that we're all at home and we all have time, we want to finish these scripts. So 2 scripts that I'm working on.
So I'm going to take you back to your early days and, you started as an assistant director on Ux, and I saw it a while back and I just loved the movie and I just think that it didn't get its due, I mean, it was way ahead of its time. Many people didn't even get it. And I even spoke to Rakesh Om Prakash Mehra regarding it and he was very, modest about it. He was like, yeah, it was very good. He just said that and I kept raving about it. So how was the entire experience there? I mean, you started off as an assistant director. So how was that experience? I'm going to take you right back there. Huh?
It was a long time back. I started off with Rakesh actually in advertising. I was a production assistant with him for 2 years. Wow. After which he was starting this film, Ux, and I wanted to assist on it because I wanted to be, when I was on a movie set, I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I wasn't sure whether I wanted to be an actor or director or just write stories, but I knew that this is where I wanted to be. So I started assisting him, one of the days, and he said, "Come here, sit down." And he said that, half the time I see you in front of the camera instead of behind the camera. So if somebody has to rehearse an actor's lines, you're doing it. If somebody has to stand for lighting, you're doing it.
Yeah.
If there's a junior artist that hasn't turned up, you're doing his part. So if you watch Aks, I'm there in a lot of parts, doing a lot of different little small things. So he was like, I feel like you want to be in front of the camera, not behind the camera. So that's something that you should seriously
How did you
think
react to it? Did you jump at the opportunity? How did you react to it?
But no, he wasn't offering me a part. I think he was trying to get rid of me as an assistant director.
Was okay. Oh, and but do you think was that a eureka moment for you? That realization dawned upon you, something like that?
I think I knew it before that for sure. I knew I wanted to be an actor. I had, I think halfway into the film, I had realized that acting is what I really want to do. I also realized, I want to tell stories, but I want to tell stories as a director, writer, producer. But I think foremost, I want to tell stories as an actor. That's what I had realized halfway through the film. And as soon as the movie was over, we were going for the premiere of Aks to Delhi. Oh. And Manoj Bajpayee was on the flight, and I have great respect for Manoj as an actor. So I was sitting with him and just like really chewing his brains about what you should do as an actor and how you go about it and what should I learn and what should I not learn. And he said, my mentor is in Delhi. His name is Barry John. So why don't you go and meet him? So I went and met Barry, and Barry said, but you'll have to stay in Delhi. I have nothing in Bombay. So if you want to learn, you'll have to stay in Delhi. So I called home and I said, I'm going to come back home in 6 months. I'm staying in Delhi and I'm learning how to act. So that was the beginning of my journey as an actor.
You had of course done Meenakshi, but how did Rang De Basanti happen then?
Rang De Basanti was a script that was written when I was an assistant director.
Oh.
So I had a chance to actually work on the script as an assistant director as well. Because I had read the first draft of Rang De Basanti, then the second and the third, as an assistant. And I had finished working with Barry and I had come back and I had just signed Meenakshi. And Rakesh was testing for this part, so I asked him whether I could test for the part as well. And he put me through 3 screen tests.
How did he react to it? It was like, I knew it all along, I knew it all along.
I think he was pleasantly surprised with the screen test. I was expecting much, but I think he was pleasantly surprised, which is why I got the film.
Okay. So Rang De Basanti also, what's your fondest memory of the film? It's been a milestone in Indian cinema and, it's one of the best movies that I think India has produced, and it's been a cult. So what's your fondest memory of the film, the entire experience?
My God, there's so much. Everybody that watches the film says that there was great chemistry between the actors. And that's because we really became very close to each other. We were, even when we were not shooting, we were pretty much living out of Amir's house. I would spend there. All of us would be hanging there all day, partying in the night. So, we spent a long time together. About 6-7 months, we were just together, traveling, staying, hanging out. And the chemistry that you see on screen is actually the chemistry that we had in life.
Love Shabte Chicken Khurana is another movie that I saw when it came out, and I didn't quite understand it, because I was very young at that time. I didn't get it. I was like, what was that recipe? I couldn't just get it. But I was like, okay, it was a nice, enjoyable film, but I didn't get the ending. And now, a while back when I saw it, I found it hilarious, and it was just too funny for me. And do you think that movie also, kind of didn't get its due, maybe in the terms of box office, because the reviews were also very good. Yeah. So what do you have to say about that?
I do think it didn't. It started off as Sameer Sharma was the director. Me and Sameer started writing it, thinking that we wanted to bring forth a Punjab which was very different from the one that you'd seen in the movies.
Right.
In the Punjab that you see is all colorful and people are dancing and all very happy. But the Punjab that we had seen, I had spent lots of time growing up in Amritsar, and he had spent lots of time in Punjab. It was very different from the one we saw in the movies. So we felt like we wanted to get characters that were close to our lives on screen. So it was a film that was very close to both me, Sameer, and the writer, Sumit's heart. And it was unfortunate because I don't think it got the sort of release that it should have got. It was also a film that was sandwiched between 4 very big films. 2 before and 2 after. So it didn't get the sort of screen space that it should have got. Having said that, people like you and a lot of people I constantly meet come up to me, and also on Twitter and Instagram constantly tell me about how much they love the film.
Yeah.
So it has its small little cult following, which is great.
But then also, some of these movies that are underrated gems. They, you like to enjoy them like that. You're like, okay, this is a little secret gem, and I don't want to share it with everyone. You can probably see it that way. I see it that way, at least. Yeah.
If you like it, you must share it with people.
And I must say, you have a very envious filmography in terms of directors and content. I mean, you've worked with people like Farhan Akhtar, there's Gauri Shinde, Rakesh Omprakash Mehra, like we just discussed. Right. So which one of these movies and experiences is your favorite and, most personal to you?
Well, a lot of them actually. Rang De Basanti, like I said, was a lot of fun. Aaja Nachle was a film that we were a bunch of 10, 12 people. We got along really well. There was also a chance to work with Madhuri Dixit, who was my favorite. And I couldn't believe that he had come back and I was working with her. There was Love Shaft, the Chicken Purana, which of course was a film very close to my heart. I also did a film called Veeram in the South. It's a Malayalam film where I played a character which is very different from any character I played before. So that was a film that I felt really close to. So yeah, lots of films.
Which one would be your favorite if you had to pick one? Any experience that you'd like to share, that was closest to your heart out of all these?
Well, that's a very, very difficult one. I mean, I just had so much fun on so many films. Dawn 2 was amazing fun. We were in Berlin for 2 months. Shah Rukh's a great guy to be with. Farhan's great. Priyanka, Boman. It was a lot of fun. So, I mean, I think I've been very fortunate. A lot of people end up on films which they're not having fun on. Or with co-actors that they don't really like. I've been fortunate that I've worked on films where I've really gotten along with people. And, it's ended up being lots of fun. So it's very difficult to choose, but if I had to, I think Rang De was a very special film.
Some other quick lockdown questions. What's the stuff that you're watching on Netflix or Amazon Prime? What's the OTT favorite that binge watching right now?
Well, I just watched Paatal Lok, which was amazing. I just finished watching that. I really enjoyed that. Really loved the performances. So that was the show. That's the last show I watched.
Is there any go-to song or movie that you go to when you're too stressed or you're like just fed up of this lockdown? Is there any song or movie as such?
I've been listening to a lot of Coldplay.
Coldplay,
my favorite bands, and it's also one of my wife's one of the favorite bands of my wife as well. So we've both been listening to a lot of Coldplay.
Which are your favorite songs from Coldplay? I love the songs
all
too.
Of them.
Just
Everglow is something that is on repeat right now.
Also, you've been working actively for Keto, your crowdfunding platform. Firstly, the name is very intriguing. Tell us a little about that.
Well, the name is actually, it's an abbreviation for Key to Tomorrow. Because we believe that crowdfunding would be the key to tomorrow. Crowdfunding really is about the democratization of capital. Earlier what used to happen is that capital was accessible only to a certain amount of people. Because only a certain amount of people had the capital and only few people could get through to them. I think what crowdfunding did is democratized capital. So now you don't have to reach out to one person for, say, if you need 1 lakh rupees, you don't have to reach out to one person. You can reach out to 1,000 people and ask them for 100 rupees each, whether it's for a creative cause or a social cause. So we believe that, when you democratize capital, you can really sort of change society, and which is why the name Keto, which is Key to Tomorrow. And so I have a friend whose daughter is 10 years old, and she reached out to me. She was talking to her father and she said that I don't want to just sit around. I want to help the migrant workers. How can I help them? And she started a campaign on Keto and ended up raising a lot of money for migrant workers. So it's very heartening that, somebody that's as young as that, 10 years old, is saying that, look, I don't want to just sit around, I want to contribute. And I think what we do as a platform is just give people the avenue to contribute. So people are good, people want to help. And I think at Keto, what we're trying to do is provide people with the avenue to help.
And what's the first thing that you're going to do once this pandemic is over? Have you decided on anything like that?
Hopefully the first thing I'm going to do is go shoot here. That's something that I want to do. I want to just do simple things actually. Just go for a run on the beach. I think
Wow.
that's something I'd love. Go out for a date with my wife. That's something. Having date nights, but in the house. So I take her. That's something I love to do. And just actually, most importantly, just go and hang out with friends without like worrying about, social distancing
Catching
and wearing
people,
masks.
yeah.
So just go and hang out with friends. I think that would be lovely.
And I'm sure many of your fans will also be, looking forward to see you on the big screen. And I hope you, write many more scripts and, sign many more projects. And we see you soon on the screen. And have a happy lockdown. And thank you for speaking to us. Thank you.
Thank you. You stay safe, and hopefully
Oh,
I'll see
you
you
too.
soon.
Yeah, that's most important. Okay.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.
Bye.